Okay, so let's get started. So welcome everyone. So we will be working with Unity today. So let's open up Unity. And today we'll be working with backpacks, making a backpack and yeah, putting stuff in there. So let's click on new. And of course, we're creating a 3D project, so make sure 3D is enabled. And this project name, let's call it backpack system. So backpack system, or just backpack or backpacks, whatever you want. And just click on create and let it load.
And this is 3D?
Yes, this is 3D.
All right.
Okay, so while you let this load, I have a link. So let me post it on the comments, on the chat, I mean. So just click on the link, and then this link will send you to, oh, actually, hold on. I think I don't have it shared. One moment. Let me change the share properties. Okay, now you should be able to share, click on it. So if you click on it, it will send you to a folder on the Google Drive and just download. It's called backpackstuff.unity package. So download that. And once Unity finishes downloading, opening up, click and drag your Unity package inside your assets folder. Then it should ask you what you want to import. I'll just give it a couple seconds. And here we go. This is what it's going to ask you. And just press import, so everything can get imported. Make sure everything is checked. Okay, and it's going to ask you to reload. Just click on reload, and then you should get just a very basic scene. Oh, I forgot to delete something. Nice. I thought I deleted this.
And just to clarify, there should be like a huge image just floating, right?
Yeah. So actually, if you guys can do this, can you guys delete backpack and backpack full from your hierarchy? Just delete them. We don't need them. Well, we do need them at the end.
Wait, what do we delete?
Backpack and backpack full. It's
Under
should
canvas?
Be, yeah, under
Oh, yeah.
canvas. Yeah,
Okay.
it's just the thing that survived when I started deleting everything. Okay, so everyone should have this scene loaded. Again, just delete under canvas. So just click the little arrow that's on canvas, and it should say backpack full and then backpack. Just delete those two. So just right click on them and then click on delete. Okay. So once you have this, you can just press play and just make sure everything works. So again, your player, you should be able to rotate, look in your, your camera based on your movement. You should have a crosshair, and if you walk, and you can jump, and you can see it's walking and jumping. Yep, and that's it.
We shouldn't worry about the error message at the bottom, right?
What's your error message?
The yellow error message. The script is on this behavior is missing.
Oh wow, this thing did not update. That's weird. Yeah, to get rid of this error, so just click on player, and then on player all the way in the bottom on the inspector, it's going to say script. It's going to say script and missing. Just delete that component. Just
okay, gotcha.
Yeah, then it gets rid of the error.
Okay,
it shouldn't pop up.
Cool.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Again, this is I was trying to clean up the thing. I guess that's just the thing that slipped.
Yeah.
Everyone else, is everyone else okay?
I'm Gucci.
Gucci, okay. All right, so let's get started with our backpack systems. So our backpack is going to be very simple. We're just going to have several amounts, just a set amount of space. So in this case, we're just going to do 4. So we have 4 items to pick up. Once we reach that limit, it's going to say backpack is full. For this class, we're not going to do how to use backpacks or items from the backpack. Maybe if we have time, we can do it, but we're not going to focus on it. We're going to be focusing more on picking up the object in the world and then displaying it in our UI. And our UI is going to pop in and going to pop out. So to start off with is let's start with our UI. So our UI right now, if you take a look at our UI, if you double click on canvas, our canvas, let's see, drag this up here. So our canvas currently has just a crosshair in the middle. If your canvas is very rectangular, like very long, and just look down, I don't know if your Unity imports my layout, but if it does, just drag your game tab from the bottom and then drag it on top next to the scene. If you already have scene and game next to each other, then that's fine. You don't have to worry about it.
I already have the backpack and the back full stuff.
Yeah, like I said, delete them. They're
Okay,
empty.
so
Yeah, they're empty objects that we don't have them.
Okay.
Okay, so just delete anything that has to do with backpack. Again, it's just my bad on cleaning up. Okay, so yeah, so let's move on to our UI. So make sure you click on canvas. Just double click it so you can zoom in or you can zoom out into the full canvas. There is a button called 2D. Click on 2D so it's flattened out so you can see better. So the 2D button is up here below the scene tab. It's like a light bulb and then shaded, and then right in the middle it says 2D. So just click on that and it's going to enable 2D mode. Okay, so the next thing we need to do is we're going to create our backpack UI. So our backpack UI is going to have only 4 images, and then these 4 images are going to show what you have so far, or what you have collected so far. So let's right click on our canvas and I'm going to create 4 images. So click on image and we have 1 image. And I'm just gonna click and drag. So I'm just gonna move it. So to move this object, you just click and drag this object to the correct location. If you can't move it, you can just press, what's this, the 5th key.
Where did you hit?
So it's on the canvas. So on canvas, right click, UI, and then click on image. Okay.
Oh.
Okay. And then when you create image, again, this is going to pop out, and just click on, what is it, RT. You can click on T so you can do the transform tool, or you just can click the 5th tool on the top, to the top left. Just click on that, and then you can move it. So I'm going to move it somewhere around here. Okay, and I'm going to do it again. I'm just going to press Control D to duplicate, or you can just create another one. Just right click UI image, or you can just duplicate. I'm just going to press Control D. So hold Control and then click D, duplicate. And I'm going to duplicate another one, Control D, and one more.
Also, how did you enable the grid view again? What button is
2D
that?
mode, it's up here. Am I sharing my screen? Yeah, I am, right?
Yeah, it's kind of
okay. So
pixely.
the
I can't see
2D, the
very
2D is up here where my mouse is hovering. Yeah.
well. Oh, I see it. Okay.
Wait,
Yeah,
my
okay.
canvas is more like my canvas is a square. Yours is like more rectangle. Should I change it to a rectangle?
No. It's just how I have it laid out. If I move this this shelf here, and if I go like this, my canvas is gonna slowly start moving into a square.
Oh, so it won't really matter though.
It does, yeah. It doesn't really matter because this
Oh.
is kind of saying like, so like let's just say different aspect ratio. So let's just say you play this, if you export this for a Wii versus an Xbox, where they have different size requirements, different kinds of TVs. So that's what you're seeing.
Yeah, it's just because like I'm putting my game next to my Chrome tab, so it's like half and half.
So
it's making it smaller.
Yeah, it's gonna be a square and it's gonna be small. Yeah. Well. Yeah, I wouldn't suggest you doing that. It's better if you have it on a separate tab.
Like just switch between the two?
Yeah, just switch between the two.
Okay.
Okay, Adrian had a question. What's wrong, Adrian? Let's see. It says my canvas does not show. It doesn't. If it doesn't show grid, it should show a grid. If I think you click on let's see. Gizmos. Yeah, so if you click on gizmos, there's a button called gizmos. There's a drop down. There's a box called show grid. Just click on show grid. There's a check mark.
I'm in my game full screen, but the square, it's like a square. So should I change them manually?
Uh, do this to refresh the size of your game. Just click on game and then go back to scene, and it should resize itself.
Okay. Oh yeah, that worked.
Adrian, do you want to show your screen so I can see what's going on? Oh, sorry. Scroll down and look for grid. There's no G. Scroll all the way down. Scroll up. Oh, that's weird. Yours doesn't show. I think it might be showing. It's on top of three. Let's see.
Yeah, mine doesn't show either. Like,
Show grid. Let me actually look that up. This is a new version of Unity.
Yeah, mine's not showing grid either. Is that a problem?
No, it's not a problem. The grid is just to align stuff. You don't need it, but I'm trying to see.
Okay.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, you don't need the grid. You just need to put them in a okay position. Oh, there's a new icon. Okay. Apparently, let me go back to your. Are you still presenting? No, you're not. Okay. So there is a button if you guys want to enable your grid. There's a button right underneath the play button. It's like a little grid icon. Uh, Let me show you guys my screen. Something like this. I don't know if you guys are able to see it. It's right next to the eye. So if you click on that, it toggles the grid.
that worked. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Cool. All right. So let's move on. Okay. So now that we have our four buttons, what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna make this a little prettier. I don't want just four random four random white boxes floating in midair. I'm just gonna put like a kind of a small background. So on the canvas, or I'm going to right click on UI, and I'm going to click on panel. Okay. When you click on panel, it's going to give you this gray transparent box. So what I'm going to do is with the same tool, the fifth tool, or if you press T, I'm going to make this smaller just to kind of envelop all four boxes, something like this. And I'm going to click and drag. I'm going to select all four of my images on the hierarchy, and I'm going to make them a child of the panel. So I'm going to click and drag them into panel. Okay. So panel is the parent of the four images now.
What is panel?
The panel is under UI. So if you click on canvas, right click, UI, and then panel.
Okay.
To make your canvas bigger, let's see. To make your canvas bigger, your canvas depends on your game. It depends on where you have this game tab. I see most of you guys that have a very low resolution on your computers. So if you guys can do, if you guys want to fix that, I think your screen's gonna turn smaller, but it's gonna give you more space. To do that, just right click display. I think it's display settings. Yeah, click on display settings, and this thing pops up. And then here, display resolution, and then you can change your. I have a 1920 by 1080, and then this gives me a it gives me a big screen. I think you guys might have it a little lower, and that's maybe have it a little lower. That's what's making your screen smaller. So try that. Maybe that should help you. Or here where it says change the size of the text, apps, and other items. So just make sure to have it 100%. Don't super zoom in. And it's gonna get smaller, but you'll have way more space to work on your projects. Okay. Now, the next thing we're going to do is we're going to change this type of panel. So the panel, if you take a look on the right side, it says rectangles transform, and it has a blue crosshair, and it says stretch. So just click on that icon, and then we're going to click on the icon that's in the middle that's red, kind of like a crosshair that's in the middle that's red. That's in the middle of the other red blocks. So it's going to look something like this. And it's going to say middle and center. Oh, sorry. It shouldn't be middle center. Sorry. It should be the one below it. It should be center bottom. Okay, so just take a look at my screen. It should be here. Center bottom. The reason why we change this, because if we have it on stretch, every time our screen gets bigger, this object stretches depending on our game. We don't want this to happen because we want this backpack thing to always stay constant. Instead, we would just want to dock it to the bottom. So everywhere where our screen is the bottom, that's where this is going to appear. So it's sticky to the bottom of the screen. So wherever the screen moves, this thing would always follow the bottom part of the screen. Okay. So once you have that, that's good. What we're gonna do is we're gonna rename this. So instead of panel, I'm gonna call this backpack UI, or just backpack.
It's 3:30.
Okay.
I think someone
What
has
was
a
that?
clownfish as their voice changer. So
Okay. So
Yeah, someone has a voice changer.
okay. So we have we just renamed this to backpack, and let's see, and we're gonna start using this. So let's go to the player, and we're gonna make our script. So just unclick 2D. Click the 2D mode button, so you can go back to 3D, and we're gonna go back to our player. And our player, we're gonna click on Add Component, and we're gonna make a new script. We're gonna call it what should we call it? Backpack. Oh, I don't want to be original. Backpack system. There you go. Backpack system. Okay. So I'm going to call this backpack system, and then click on new script and click on create an ad. And we're going to start with our script and open it up.
Fernando,
Yes.
I can't see the player.
The player should be invisible. He's just a.
Yeah, but I can't see the mesh or anything.
Yeah, he doesn't have a mesh.
No. I can't see like the outline that you have
Ah.
or the camera. I can't see either.
Oh, I think you might have unchecked your gizmos. So click on gizmos so I can redraw everything.
Oh yeah, yeah, it worked.
Okay.
Okay.
Okay, cool.
And then we're adding a script, right? Okay.
Yeah, we're adding a script. I called mine backpack system. We're adding it to the player. Okay, the camera is not our player today.
Mm-hmm.
The panel. The panel should be the parent of the 4 images. So just make the panel and then click, highlight all the 4 images and make them go inside the panel. Okay. Once we have that, let's start with our script. So let's open up our script. Okay. And the first thing we want to do is we want to enable or disable our backpack menu. So when we press a certain key, it turns on the backpack so we can see what's inside the backpack. And then when we press it again, the backpack closes. Okay. First we need a reference to our backpack. So this is going to be a game object. So public game object, and we're going to call this backpack menu. Well, my spelling is bad today. Backpack menu. And we're going to make a Boolean that's going to keep track of what is the status of our backpack. So we're going to say bool is backpack on. Okay, and then when we start the game, we should always have our backpack off. So we're going to say backpack menu dot set active, and we're setting it to false. We are disabling our backpack. Okay. Now inside our update function, here's where we need to check if we press that key. And if we did press that key, we're going to either turn on or turn off the backpack. So here we're going to say if if input dot get key down, okay, if we press the button, the code, we're writing a new code, Molly. So just open up your script and you're writing a new code. Okay, so once we have this, we have input key down, and then here we have to specify what key are we looking for. I'm going to press I for inventory, so I'm going to say key code dot I, so capital I.
Can we do different keys if we want
If
to?
you want to do another key, that's fine. Just make
Okay.
sure you remember the key that you're pressing. So mine is going to be I. If you want to do K, space, or V. I mean, space is already taken by jump, but
I'm
whatever.
gonna do E because of Minecraft.
That's totally fine.
Oh, that dang it, you stole my thing.
Okay, so yeah, so whatever key you choose, that's fine. So if we press that button, we are going to invert whatever is backpack on is. So if backpack on is true, it becomes false. If it was false, it becomes true. So to do this, we're going to say is backpack on equal to not is backpack on. Okay, so this is just a clever trick of saying whatever is backpack on is not is the opposite of it, and that becomes the new backpack on. So if it was false, it now becomes true. If it's true, then it becomes false, and so on and so forth. Okay. Now, if our backpack is on, what should we do? We should turn on the menu. So we're going to say if is backpack on equals true, then that means we turn on our object, so our backpack. So we're going to say backpack menu dot set active true. We turn it on. Else, that means it was false. So else, we do backpack menu dot set active false. Okay. So once you have Once you have this code done, let's go back to Unity. And then let's go to our player. And on our player, the new script should pop up. It should say backpack system, and then backpack menu should say none. So all you need to do is drag your backpack, the one we just made under canvas, click and drag it where on the right hand side where it says backpack menu, and then just press play. And all you need to do now is press that key, and your menu should pop up. Now I'm pressing I, so my menu popped up. I press I again, my menu pops out. Okay.
Wait, I don't have the option for a backpack. There's like nowhere for me to drag it for some reason.
If it tells you that, that means you made an error in your code.
Okay.
So I'll have the code up just in
Sorry,
case.
where do we drag backpack? Where do we sign it?
Backpack you should drag it into backpack system, the script we just made. So it should be under
Got it.
player.
In the hierarchy?
Yeah, on the hierarchy, just click on player. Okay, and then scroll down on your inspector. The new script we just added to player. It should say none on the backpack.
Yeah.
And then just click and drag your backpack from the hierarchy on the left to the backpack menu on the right.
Okay, I think it worked.
Okay.
Oh, whenever I hit E now, just the panel disappears, not the white squares.
Yeah, because the white squares should be children of the panel. So
Oh, okay.
highlight all 4 squares and put them inside panel.
All right, mine works now.
Cool.
How do I highlight the squares? Because right now I'm highlighting it, but it's just moving.
No. You click on the hierarchy, select them. And that's what I mean
Oh.
by highlighting. Yeah, select all 4 squares, or just click and drag them individually, whichever one you want, and put them inside panel. I'm talking about the canvas, the hierarchy.
Okay.
The backpack stuff, Molly, if you take a look here on my screen. So here, this is how your backpack should look like. Okay. So you have your backpack, image. Okay. And then click on your player. On the player, on the right hand side, on your inspector, if you go all the way down, it says backpack system. We just made this script, and it says backpack menu, and it's gonna say none. So just click and drag your backpack from the left to your right, and then just drag it in, and it should work.
Which one is the panel? Because I thought that I dragged all the images into Canvas, and still not working.
No, your panel is different from your canvas. Your panel is a child of canvas. So it's that gray. So click on the gray, like kind of a transparent gray thing. That's your panel. Whatever you named it, that's your panel.
Okay.
Okay. Do you want to share your screen, Adrian, so I can see what's going on? So the reason why sometimes this thing doesn't pop up backpack menu because you either misspelled something or you wrote the code wrong. So just make sure you have the code correct.
Oh, really?
But if you still have an issue, just share your screen. I can help you out quickly. Can you share your screen, Molly, so I can see what's going on? Let me take a look at nollies. Okay. Yeah. So your backpack still has a problem. So just double click on your backpack system. Open up your script. I mean, just click on the three dots and click edit. Sorry, the last one. Save it. Press Control S. Yeah. I think you have an issue though. But you still have a problem. Go back to Unity. I mean, go back to Visual Studio. You forgot a semicolon after false. No, no, right there. And there is no semicolon there. That's not a semicolon. Erase the semicolon. Yeah, on top. Or the if statement is, yeah. An if statement doesn't have semicolons. Okay, and then you're missing one curly brace. So after the else, the end curly brace. No, no, no. The after the end, you already have a curly brace. So below it, go 3 lines below. Yeah, okay. Now press enter. And then end curly brace. So shift the other yeah. Okay, that's it. Press Control S. Okay, go back to Unity. And just let it load. Now the thing should pop up. Okay. Yep. Now it says none. Then click and drag your backpack from your left to your right. Yep. Now press play. And now if you press I, it should. Oh, sorry, not the. It says backpack menu of backpack system is not in the sign.
Half of the things like not on the screen.
Okay. First, can you stop playing? Okay. Go back. Go to the game tab. Game tab. Okay. Can you click on free aspect? No. The scale. It says 1 times 1.5. Little dragging right in the middle, right below the play button. Yeah. Can you put that? Can you put that to 1? Right below the play menu. Right below the play button. You know where you play the game. Right below, there's a little bar. Yeah. Can you change that to 1? Okay. Click on free aspect. Yeah, right there. You were right. You were right there. Where it says free aspect. No, get a game. Yeah, free aspect. Uncheck very low resolution. Yeah. Okay. Go to scene. Okay. Click on your things. Click on your backpack. Yeah, I think you might have it too small. Make it a little bigger. Yeah, good. Up, 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 up. Yeah, somewhere around there. That's fine. And then go to the properties. No, go back to the scene. Go to the properties on the right. Scroll up, 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 up. There's a blue crosshair, the blue arrows. Click on the blue arrows. Yeah. And then click on the the one that has the dot in the bottom, like bottom middle, or the red. Yeah, that one. Okay, that's it. Press play, and it should work. I mean, it will look better. I think it will work. No, it's not working. Okay, stop playing. Okay, it looks like you have a error on your code. Can you go back to your code? Attack menu. No, it looks right. Can you go back to your yeah, can you go back to your Unity, press play, and then press P, or press E, I mean, the button you assigned? Because I remember seeing an error. Yeah, okay, stop. Stop playing. Click on the red, double click on the red text on the bottom, all the way in the bottom. No, all the way in the bottom. You see the red text, the error? Yeah, double click on it. Yeah, double click on the, yeah. Oh, I see. Go back to Unity. Yeah, you put the Yeah, you put the system. Erase the. Go back to Unity. Yeah, erase the component called backpack system there on your back. Yeah, on the right hand side, the component, the script. You added an extra script there. Yeah, remove that component. This script belongs to the player, so remove component. Remove. Okay, now it should work. Wait, no. Click on no. First, actually, click on the other one. Yeah, double click on the other one. The other red. Go back to Unity. Click on the first red text. Just once. It doesn't highlight it. Okay, press play. Yeah, press it. See if it gives you error. Okay, press E or yeah. Okay, stop playing. Yeah, it turns on and off, but you forgot something in your code. Go back to your script. It should be off by default. So go into the start function. You forgot to write something in the start function. So go inside the start function. So you see where it says void start? No, void start. The text right there, below. Inside the curly braces. No, inside the curly braces. So go back to void start, the text. Void start. It says void start. Go up. Move your mouse up. Okay, stop. Okay, inside the curly braces. Okay, in there, good. Okay, so what you're gonna write is backpack menu dot set active. Menu dot set active. You were right. Just press enter and it should autocomplete. Yeah, dot. No, enter. Yeah, dot. No, dot, not semicolon. Set active. Parentheses. And inside false. And then semicolon at the end. Yeah, that's good. Okay, save it. Press Control S. All right, go back and it should work. Okay, let's go back to the presentation. All right, so let's get back. So we have our backpack working now. It's it's not working. It's just the UI that's turning on and off. Now the next thing we're gonna do is we're going to add objects to the world, and then we're gonna point to them. And if the objects, we're gonna press a button, and then if our backpack is empty, then we're gonna collect them. If our backpack's too full, then it's gonna tell us the backpack is full. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna add 2 items to our world. So zoom into your player, and then near your player, go to models, and then there's 2 models, one called hammer and the other one called key. So just click on hammer, and then click and drag the first thing that's in there called hammer, and then the next one drag key. Click and drag your key. This is the second object, and put it in the scene. Okay. So you should have something like this, where you have your hammer and you have your key. Okay. Once you have your hammer and key, each one.
Where did you get those from?
It's on the assets folder. So just click on models, and then you should have hammer and key.
Also, may I ask which key did you drag in, the second or the third?
It's the second one. The first one it's a material file. Second one is your model. Third one is a bump map.
Gotcha.
Okay, once you have these 2 objects, add a box collider. So box collider, and add a rigid body. Okay, your box collider, click on edit collider and just make it as close as possible. Just try to kind of hug the object. So you can click on edit collider, and then you can take your time and kind of edit the collider until it hugs the object. Okay, something like this. Okay? And the same thing with the hammer. Okay, I'll give you guys a couple of seconds to do that.
Sorry, Fernando, what do we do?
On your hammer, okay, so go to assets, then go to models, and inside models we have hammer and key. So open up hammer, and then click and drag hammer out. That's your first object, and then go to key. It's going to be the second object, so click and drag it out, and you should have these two models near your player. Okay. Once you have these objects, add a box collider to each one and a rigid body.
My key. Wait. Never mind. Okay, box
Yeah.
slider and rigid bodies. Okay. Where should we put them?
Just anywhere in the world. As long as you're close to them.
Yeah.
Okay. Then let me know when you guys are ready. Remember, all we're adding is box slider and a rigid body to our objects. And just try to make them hug as much as possible the object. To look something like this. I think something on my screen. Does it keep falling? Does mine keep falling? No, mine doesn't fall. Do you want to share your screen so I can see what's going on? Okay, stop playing. Okay, click on your hammer. Okay, can you press F? Yeah, you see the box collider. It's not in the right position, so you need to make it into the right position. So click on Edit Collider. Oh, you know what? Do this. Does it make this faster? Stop. 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 Go back to Unity. Okay, now go back to Unity. Okay, click on the hammer model right below it. On the inspector, on the hierarchy, I mean. On the hierarchy, yeah. So click on hammer model. Click on Add Component. Okay, Add Box Slider. Okay. Now the triple dots on the right, click on them. And then copy component. And now remove component. Click on the triple dots, remove component. Okay. Now go back to the hammer, the parent, and is right click triple dots. Yeah, click on the triple dots, and then paste component values. Yeah, there you go. And now your hammer should be. I think your thing is not centered. Stop playing. Bless you. Click on hammer model on the left. Yeah, I think you moved it. So you see your Y position on the transform has a negative, yeah, 0. Yeah. Now press play and it should work. Yep. We're good. Okay. So hopefully everyone was able to make their object with a box slider and a rigid body. So now that we have that, let's go back to my presentation. Okay. Okay. So once you have this, next thing we're going to do is we're going to tag these objects as collectibles, okay? Because every time we click on them or every time we look at them, they should say they should be part of a collectible. They should be with the tag collectible, so we know it's collectible. So click on so click on either one, the key or the hammer, then go right below the name, either key or hammer, and then it's going to say tag and it's going to say untagged. Okay, click on the untag and we're going to add a tag. So click on untag and then add a tag. Okay. Once the tag menu shows up, it's going to say list is empty. On the right hand side, there is a plus button. Click on the plus button and it's going to ask you to enter a new tag name. So the new tag name is called collectibles. So make sure you remember how you spell this. I'm going to spell it with a capital C. So if you do capital C, just remember that. If you do lowercase c, that's fine too, or whatever else you want to call it. Just remember the name. I'm going to put capital C, collectible, and we're going to click on save. Okay. Once you click save, the tag is now there. So click on your key or your hammer, whichever one, and then again go back to tag, so right below the name, and then it's going to say untag. So change this to collectible, and then same thing with hammer. Click on hammer or the other object, and then click on collectible. Okay, so both of them should be tagged as collectible. Okay, so make sure both tags say collectible.
How do you rename the tag to collectible? I know you go like add new, but where do I change the name?
You can't change the name of an existing collectible. Tag. You have to remove it and then add a new one.
Oh,
Yeah, I'm sorry. Okay. So now that you have these two objects, we're going to write our script saying, hey, once we click these objects, look at these objects and press a certain key, we are going to collect them. So let's go back to our script on player. So the backpack system, let's open it up. Okay, and we're gonna go back. So we're just gonna continue where we left off. Okay, now the next thing we're gonna do is, what's that? No one. I thought someone had a question. Okay, the next thing we're going to do is we're going to do some ray casting. So just like we did with our shooting, except instead of shooting, we're now just detecting what's in front of us. So let's go after the if statement. Oops. Let's go right after this if statement. And we're going to check if I'm going to do mouse click. So if I click my mouse on that object, it's going to figure out, are we going to collect it or not? So we're going to say if you want to do another key, that's fine with me. I'm just going to do the mouse. So if input dot get mouse button down, and I'm going to do 0. So that's my left click. If I want to do right click, it's 1. So if input got get mouse button down, what we want to do is we want to do a ray cast. So raycast hit. I'm gonna call this raycast hit. And I'm going to do my raycast. So I'm gonna say if physics dot raycast, and where are we doing? Where are we doing the raycast from? We need to do it from our camera, but we don't have an instance of our camera, so we need to make our instance from our camera. So we're gonna press enter right here. I'm gonna say transform, and I'm gonna call this camera with a K, camera. And I'm gonna grab the main camera. So we're gonna say camera.main.transform, and that gives me my camera object. Okay. So then I raycast, and then I'm gonna say camera.position, camera.forward. So wherever my camera is facing, and my information is gonna be stored in hit. And finally, we are going to specify how long our raycast is going to be. So I'm going to type range. Okay, range should give you an error because we haven't defined what range is. So we're going to scroll up again. So yeah, let's. I'm going to zoom out a bit. So I'm going to scroll up a bit. After Boolean is backpack on, I'm going to say public float range, and I'm going to make this default to like 15. We go 15 and then semicolon. Okay. Make sure you have this, and then you have your other parts of the code.
Sorry, I was focusing on line 37 while you were doing that. What line did you add that on?
Sorry, what was 37?
No, I mean, well, I was focusing on writing line 34. So, which line did you add?
Oh, this line number 9, the line I have highlighted right now. This line is right below Boolean is backpack on.
Okay.
Yeah, it's where you specify the variables. Declare the variables, sorry.
Is it normal that on what your line 34 is, I get range is underlined and it has an error?
Yeah, that's exactly what I just said. It's gonna give you an error because you need to put this line on top.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, you need to define what range is. Declare and define. Okay, so once we have this, let's go inside our if statement. Once we do the raycast, and what we want to do is we want to check one, does this object have a rigid body, and is the collider called collectible? It doesn't necessarily have to have a rigid body. It can just have we can just check the items, but I like rigid bodies, so we're going to say if it.rigid body. So let me zoom in. I'm assuming that everyone has this part. So let's see. If rigid body not equal to null, okay, so we don't have a null object, and my the hit object, so hit collider dot game object dot compare tag. So if the tag the object we just hit was collectible, so this is the capital C collectible thing I was doing, or whatever tag you put, just make sure it's the same in here. Okay, so if the rigid body is not null and the collider we just hit tag is collectible, what we want to do is we want to add this to our main backpack and destroy the object. So first, let's just destroy the object. That's the easier one. So we're going to say destroy hit dot rigid body dot game object. And we're going to press S to save. Once you have this, go back to Unity, press play, look at an item, and then so here I have my button is click. So click on, I'm going to click, and then the item should disappear. So let me see this on my screen. So press play. I look at my object, and I click, and it disappears, and I click, and it disappears. Perfect.
For me, I'm clicking, but it's not disappearing.
Is it give?
Yeah, same for mine.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, sorry.
Okay.
For me,
Make
my
sure your
key's working,
objects are
my hammer's
tagged.
not.
So click on your hammer or key and make sure the tag is collectible, or yeah, in my case, it's collectible. And make sure they have the correct spelling. So whatever you put here on this tag, it should be the same on your script. So in this case, I put capital C collectible. On my script, it's capital C collectible.
That's what I did too, and also they're correctly tagged, but it's still not disappearing.
Okay. Do you want to share your screen?
Sure. All right. So, okay.
Molly, the screen is up. I mean the code is up. Oops, sorry. Hold on. Okay, I'm here.
So just click it. It doesn't disappear.
Okay, stop playing. Okay, so you don't have the correct tag in the correct place. You see key B, this is the child, not the parent. So remove the collectible tag, yeah. And put untagged, and then the parent should be, yeah. You see how this one says untagged also? Yeah, you put in the wrong one. Should be the parent. Because the parent has the box collider and the rigid body.
All right, that's probably gonna work, but I'll still try. Yay. Okay. Thanks.
Perfect. Yep. Can you share your screen?
Yeah. Okay.
Hold on. Okay, now press play. Oh, your error is already down there. You see your error? It's okay. It said a collectible is not defined.
Oh.
So click on your key. Yeah. Okay. You see, it's your spelling. The key, the parent. Yeah. Click on that. Yeah. You see, it says collectible, TIBLE. Yeah. You can't change it now.
Oh.
So you're stuck with it. So go back to your script. Yeah, and then change the text there. So it's collectible. Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. Okay.
Fernando, I have a problem too.
Okay, let me just finish this and.
Okay.
There we go.
Yeah.
Now it's working. Okay. Also, you have some exclamation marks. Click on your player. Yeah, click on your player, and then scroll all the way down on your inspector, and remove the script that's there. Yeah, it's just a random script we had. Yeah. Okay. Now the error should go away. Okay. Do you want to share your screen so I can see what's going on?
Yeah. Okay.
Okay.
So basically, I can't get rid of my hammer, but I can get rid of my key.
Okay. Stop playing. Can you click on your hammer?
I spelled it wrong, but in the code, I did it like the same spelling as I did.
No, it's fine. Well, your
Okay.
problem is you don't have your box collider and rigid body in the correct place.
Oh.
Your rigid body and box collider is in your child. Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Just copy the components. So remove your rigid body because the rigid body is the same thing. Remove. And then for this one, don't remove it. Just click
Okay.
on it, and then copy component, and then remove it. So copy component, and then remove it. Okay, and then go to the parent, and then click on the three dots.
I'll just add that and then.
Yeah, and then click on the three dots. Yeah, and then paste component as new. Yeah, there we go,
Alright.
and it should have your
And
thing. Now it
this
should work.
one,
And
I
you
already
can use
did this one, right?
Yeah.
All right.
Yep. And it should work now.
All right.
Yep.
Cool.
Perfect. Cool. All right.
I'm not ready yet.
You still not ready? Do you want me to help you on something?
Yeah, my code isn't working.
Okay. Do you want to share your screen so I can see what's going on? Okay. So it says name. Oh, what's going on? So it says. Can you double click on that error? Can you click on the red text? Yeah, double click on it. Is it open? You double clicked it, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so it looks like it's not opening up. Can you go back to your script? Can you go to your mono behavior? Can you go to your Visual Studio?
I'm double clicking.
Yeah, it must be your Visual Studio that's asking you something. Go back to your Visual Studio manually. What's that?
I can't open it for some reason. I can't open it.
Do you have another version of it open? So go to your dock.
What?
Your dock on the bottom. Yeah, and then you see it says Visual Studio and it's open. So click on it. Yeah, that one. Can you close it? Can you press X? Yeah. And try opening it again. Okay, yeah, it looks like you have to restart your Unity. So just save. So just press Control S or just click on the top menu, File Save. Yeah. And just close everything and then open the Unity again. And make sure you close close it. Yeah, close that. How do you force quit something in Mac? Does anyone else have a Mac? How do you force quit something? Well, okay, it looks like it's closed. That's good. Well, this is taking a while. Just skip new version or whatever. Open up, double click on the red again, see if it opens. Okay, it looks like it's launching. It launched. Yeah, go to Visual Studio. It says Visual Studio. Why isn't it popping up? Oh, there you go. Yeah, close this. I'll close one of them. Okay. Okay, so on line number 7, the G is capital. Yeah. Yeah. Save it. Control S, or however how you save it. Yeah, and go back to Unity. and then press play, and it should work. Yeah, perfect. We're good. Okay, so let me go back to my presentation. Okay, so let's get back. So we have our two objects, and these two objects now disappear. Now the next thing we need to do is we need to add these two things to our backpack, so our virtual backpack. Yeah, sure, Molly. There you go. Okay, so like I said, we need to add this object to our virtual backpack. And what we're going to do is there's two ways of doing this. Is one, well, yeah, is one is making like if you want to drop an object, you can have that game object in memory. But if you have all those game objects in memory, your game is just gonna get really big. So instead, what we're gonna do is we're gonna keep track of strings. So we're just gonna keep track of the name of that object, and we're just gonna put it inside an array, a list. So let's scroll up on our backpack system. Let's go all the way up, and then go after line or after public float range 15. And what we're going to do is we're going to type public list and less than and greater than sign, and then inside we're looking for we're going to do a list of strings. And then the name of this list is going to be called main backpack, or just backpack, I guess. Makes it easier. So make sure you write this line. We have public list string backpack. And what this is this list acts like most of you guys have taken Python before. So this list acts like that list where you can add stuff to the end, and you can remove stuff uh, without caring how many objects are in this list. This list automatically gets bigger. So I think most of you guys are taking the Java class. In Java class, you need to specify how big an array is, and then you need to set that in memory. You need to specify how big the array is going to be. In here, Python doesn't require you to do that, and in C Sharp, if you use a list, this list also doesn't require you to do that, because it's a dynamic array. Again, you'll learn this stuff in Java, but yeah. Okay, so we have a backpack, and let's scroll back down. And what we're going to do here is we're going to add this to our main backpack. So down here after before destroy, so let's go one line before that, and we're going to say main backpack, or sorry, backpack dot add. And what we're going to add again is just the name of that object. So we're going to say hit.rigidbody.name, and then semicolon. Okay, and press Control S to save. So now this thing will now be added to the backpack. Okay. So now if you go back to Unity, you guys don't have to do this, but just let me go back to Unity. So take a look at my screen, so you can stop whatever you're doing. Just take a look at my screen and what's going on. So here we have my scene. Let me make it a little bigger. And I'm going to click on my player, and then down here, I saved my file, and now it's going to say, I don't know if you guys can see this, but where my mouse is hovering, it's my backpack system. And now here I have a third item called backpack, and it has an arrow pointing to the right. So if I click on that, it's going to say size 0. So I have nothing inside this backpack right now. It's this backpack is completely empty. It's 0. So now if I press play, and then I point at my object, and I click on it, my object disappears, and now my backpack grows 1 in size. It says 1, and then it says hammer. I click on the other object, and then it says key underscore B underscore 02. So now these two objects are now inside in my backpack. But again, it's just the name. It's not the actual game object. So yeah. So make sure you have this part of the code.
Hold on, can you stay on the screen? I need to type it real quick.
Sure. Okay, I'll give you guys 1 minute to finish this.
I have a couple of compiler errors.
Do you want to share your screen?
Yeah.
Okay, let's take a look. Transform cannot be found. Can you double click on your error so I can open up your thing? Yeah. And can you zoom in into your code? Your code's kind of small. Can you hold control and then zoom in with your mouse wheel? Yeah. Okay. Let's see. Raycast hits. Okay. So the line right after that, line 30, the T in transform is capital T. Line 30.
Oh.
Okay, save that. And what's the other error? I know there's another error. I think your second one. Can you double click on your second one? No, that's the one we just fixed. Go back to the other one. Click on the third one. The third error. It's giving you the same thing.
Wait.
Okay, that's funny. I don't know where the error is. Press play again. Go back to your code and then press play. And it's still giving there. What's this error? Raycast set does not rigid body. Oh, the B in rigid body is lowercase. Double click the third. Yeah. Why isn't it telling you where the correct position is? Okay. Yeah, that. Yeah. And then also line 31, the P is lowercase. Position is lowercase. That's what it was. That's what it was complaining about. Yeah. Save it. Yeah. Go back to Unity, and it should go away. Yeah. Now press play.
I have one.
That you can ignore that. That's just a layout problem. Yeah. Again, it's not going to be added to your thing yet. Hey, hold on. Can you go back to Unity? Yeah. Can you go click on your game tab? Your game looks really small. A game. Yeah. Click on free aspect. Yeah, and then uncheck low resolution. You can use the whole screen. There you go. More screen is good for you. Okay.
Thank you.
Yeah, of course. Go back to my presentation. Okay, so hopefully everyone has their thing done. And let me move on. So we have our stuff here, rigid body. Okay, what's the next thing? Okay, the next thing, yours doesn't work, Molly. Do you want to share your screen? Okay. Let's see. Oh, your code is all over the place. Okay. Go to the line right below, right on top. That one. Go at the end of the if statement, and yeah, click on there. Yeah, put a curly brace. So shift and then curly. No, not that one. That's end. Start. Then erase the end one. Yeah. Okay. And then go after destroy. So go 2 lines below. Yeah. Press enter and then close curly brace. Yeah. Perfect. Press enter again and then close curly brace again. And is that it? I think you need one more. Press enter where you were, and then do it again. Close curly brace. There you go. Okay, that's good. Now the next one is you forgot a semicolon right on where backpack is. Yeah, so semicolon at the end. Okay, that fixes that problem. And then backpack is not defined. Oh, you didn't define it. Let's scroll up. Okay, so after public float range 15, yeah, press enter, and then type in public space capital L list. Less than sign. Less than the less than sign. Yeah. And inside we're looking for lowercase s string. And then go after the greater than sign, space, backpack, and then semicolon. Semicolon. Yeah, and then save it, and it should work. Again, nothing's gonna happen because it's putting it in memory, and that's it. Yeah.
I have a quick question.
What's your question?
I believe after you said after you talked of like added the lines to the script, you did something with the hammer and the key. What was that?
I didn't do anything. I was just showing you what is happening. So yeah. So that the time where I told you to stop and look at my screen. Yeah, all I did is just okay. So just click on my player, and then see on my right hand side I have backpack system, and then right now backpack says 0. So now when I look at my my stuff and I click on it, now that key gets added here. So now if you take a look here, it says key B is now in element 0. Now click my hammer, it's going to be the same thing, and then now it's added to my backpack. Okay. So now to display this on our UI. We need to make a script that is going to verify if we're able to add that object, and then change that object depending on what we have. So what we're going to do is we're going to make a script. Is it going to be under canvas? Backpack. Yes, it's going to be under the backpack stuff. So click on your backpack UI object. So canvas and then backpack. Make sure you click on backpack, so it's the parent of the 4 images. And we're going to click on add component. And we're going to add backpack UI. So backpack UI. So we're adding a new script. So click on new script, and then create an ad and open it up. Okay. This script, again, is going to take care of the images. So it's going to change the image of whatever we collect. So just open it up, and then let's get started.
In my Unity, I accidentally clicked a button, and now everything's black and white. Do you know how to fix that?
Nice. You want to share your screen? Oh, wait, actually, I think I might know what the problem is. I think you might have searched something. So click on the search bar on the hierarchy. Is there like random stuff, or maybe?
I hit X and it's gone.
Yeah. Is it working now?
Yeah. So what do we do with backpack at the end?
So make sure you click on backpack.
Yeah.
Okay. And then click on add component, and then we're adding a component called backpack UI.
Okay.
It's a new script. Okay. Once you have it, open it up, and then we're going to start coding. Okay. Now for this one, we don't care about our start and update, because this is going to add, it is only going to do something when we click on an object. So we need to make a public function that's going to check and change the conditions. So here we need to specify all the objects we can put. So we're going to say public sprite. And this one is going to be just a generic array. So we're going to say square brackets. And I'm just going to call these objects with an S. Okay. Make sure this one is the square brackets. Okay. The next thing we're going to need to do is we're going to make our public variable, our public function. So right after this, we're going to say public. And this function is actually going to return something. So instead of void, we're now going to return a Boolean. We're going to return a true or false. So we're going to say bool. The public bool add object. And we're going to require the string. So what object are we going to add? So object name. Okay, and then curly braces. Don't worry about this being red. This is just telling you haven't returned anything. So just, you know what, just type in return false. So, the thing stops bothering you. But we have to write code on top of return false. Okay. Now, there's a cool trick that we can do. We can go through the parent because we are on our parent, so the parent of the 4 images, and we can go through the things that are under it. So all the leaf nodes, all the children. We can go through each children and then check the component called image. If that image has a sprite, that means we collected something. That means we can't add it to that sprite. Then it goes to the next one. And it asks the same question: do you have something as a sprite? If it's null, then we're good, and we add that object to that. Make sure it's capital S sprite, and then it's going to add it. If not, then it's going to go to the next one, and so on and so forth until we reach the end. If we reach the end, that means we don't have space for this object, and it's going to give you. It should return you a false. You shouldn't collect it. Okay. So what we're going to do is we're going to iterate through this. So we're going to say for each sprite. And I'm just going to call this thing because I have no other variable in head. So for each sprite thing in objects, curly braces. And we're going to check. So this sprite. So what I'm doing here in objects is are going to be my sprites. So in this case, I'm going to have 2 sprites. I'm going to have a hammer and a key. That's the only 2 things I have. Once my game gets more complicated, then I can start adding other things. But in here, we're only going to have 2 things. And then what it's going to do, it's going to go through each one and say the name of the sprite, is it the same thing as the thing you just collected? If it's the same, then that picture belongs in that box. So it's going by names. So here we're going to say if thing.name is the same thing as object name. So the thing we just pulled it, that we collected. So thing is part of the objects. So it's the sprites we have. And then object name is the thing we told it we just collected. Or we're trying to collect, sorry. So if thing.name is the same thing as object name, then what we're going to do is we're going to go through all the children. So we're going to say for each transform, because each children is a transform, slot in transform. Okay. Transform is us, and slot is going to be each children, so each child. So each time it loops, it's going to be the next child, the next child, the next child, and so on and so forth. And then here, what we're going to do is we're going to say if slot dot, and we're going to grab the component called image, and then greater than open close parentheses, and we're going to grab sprite equals null. Okay. If that image, we have an error here. Because I didn't import something. Okay. So slot.getComponent image sprite equals null. Oops, double equals, sorry, equals null. So what this line is saying is I'm going to grab that child and I'm going to grab the component called image. If it has a sprite, then we're going to skip it. If it doesn't have a sprite, so that's what I'm saying, equals null, then I want to do something about it. So I'm going to do something here. Now, I do have an error here. Image is it's underlined because image, you have to import another library. So go up here. After line number 3, after the 3rd line, it says using Unity image. You're going to press enter, and we're going to type using Unity engine.ui. Okay, make sure you have this .ui, and this is going to remove the red squiggly line. Okay, so once you have this, now that we know that our sprite is null, now we can fill in the sprite. We can say slot.getComponent image, so same thing as above. And instead of checking for the sprite, we're going to say now our sprite is going to be equal to that thing. And that thing is the sprite we're currently, right. I misspelled sprites, yeah. So sprite is that thing we're currently, that child we're currently comparing it to.
Wait, okay. So are we going to put a picture of the image in the hotbar, or are we just putting the name of it?
No, we're putting the picture of it.
Okay.
So and yeah, we have I have some pictures on our on the in the folders. So we'll take a look at them right now. So again, this is what we have. Okay, and then after we're successful, we're going to return a true. We're going to return true. That means we're good to go. Instead of breaking, we're just going to return true. Now, if we don't find space, it's going to loop through all of this stuff and it's going to return false. Okay. Oh, actually, one last thing to make this a little more efficient. After the for each loop, so it says for each, so on and so forth. After the curly brace, we're going to type in break, so I can stop looking. So let's just say if you have like 100 things, it's gonna stop looking because I mean we already found it, so it's no point on keep searching. Okay, I'll give you guys a couple seconds to finish this up. Make sure you have line number 4. Make sure you after line number 3 you type line number 4. You need to import the UI stuff.
Wait, what's the point of the break? Because if it returns true, doesn't it just break out of the function anyway?
Well, yeah, but here you're checking if the component is null. So in this case, we have 4 spaces, and if those 4 spaces are taken up, that means we can't do anything, so we're gonna break.
Oh.
But what if we have more things to go through? So then it's the loop is still going to continue, and there's no point on the loop continuing. So that's how we break here.
Well, would breaking just be the same thing as just saying like return false or something?
Yeah, we can also return false here. I mean, actually, that would be the smarter thing to do. We can return false here, but if we break here, we're returning false here. So
Yeah,
yeah,
it's the same thing.
Yeah, so you can return false if you want. Same thing. Okay, so once you have this, press Control S to save it, and we're gonna go back to Unity. Okay, and in Unity now we let this load, let this compile, and then Backpack now has a list of objects. So look at the inspector, Backpack UI, and it says objects. So just click on the little arrow, and it's gonna say size. So here we do have to specify the size. We're gonna put 2, and because we have 2 objects and we have 2 sprites. So make sure you click on type 2, and then we're gonna click on we're gonna go to the assets folder, and then we're gonna click on PNG. So double click on PNG. Now we have hammer and key pictures. Okay, so these pictures should be 2D UI. If they're not, just make sure you click on them and then change them to Sprite 2D UI. If they are UI and Sprite already, so just leave them alone. So then click on your canvas again. I mean your backpack, the backpack UI script, and it says none sprite, none sprite. Click and drag your hammer and then your key in there. Okay. So again, make sure you click and drag those 2 from the bottom, from the project folder. Do you want to share your screen, Molly? Okay, you forgot a period after the parentheses. So before where the squiggly line is. Yeah, you forgot a parentheses. I mean a period before a sprite. So after the parentheses, before the word sprite, yeah, period. Good. And now you have another error. Let's see. Oh, you have your return false in the wrong location. So can you, grab press Control X Control X, not C. Yeah, and go 2 lines above. No, 1 line below. Right there. Press enter. And then, no, is it there? Yeah. Press Control V. Yeah. Okay. And then erase the. Go 2 lines below. Yeah, erase that. Okay. Scroll down. Can you scroll down? Wait, what are you doing? Oh, you wrote it in the wrong place. You're supposed to write a new script. Okay. Hold on. Okay, erase that. Erase. Erase. Backspace. Okay. Highlight the line, everything above it, so, until before the class. So highlight, keep going up. Go up. Okay, go down just a bit. Go until where it says public sprite. Down. So yeah, right, up. Public sprite. Yeah. Now press Control X. Hold Control X. Okay. Press Control S to save. Okay. Let's go back to Unity. Okay. And now click on backpack, and then double click on backpack UI, or just click on the triple dots. I mean, and then edit script. Yeah. And okay, now that's where you paste it. So right after public class, after the curly brace, the first curly brace. No, that's the second curly brace. The first curly brace on top, 3 lines above. Yeah, right there. Press enter, and then paste it. Control V. Okay. Save. Control S. Okay. Now go to the line right above Unity Engine. So after line number 3, yeah. Press enter, and type in using Unity Engine .ui. Semicolon. Okay. Okay. Save it. Control S. Okay. Now go back to Unity, and it should work. Okay. And now click on hold on. It's not done yet. Stop playing. Stop playing. Okay. So click on the arrow on the inspector, where it says backpack UI on the inspector on the right hand side. Yeah. Click on the arrow facing to the left. Yeah. To the right. Yeah. And then click on objects. Yeah. And then change the size to 2. 2, not 20. Press enter. Okay. Now go to the project folder. Down. Project panel. Yeah. Okay. Click on PNG. Okay. And then click and drag hammer into none sprite on the right. And then the same thing with key. Perfect. Okay. And then that's where we left off. Okay. Now the last thing we need to do is we need to connect these 2 things, because our let me go back to our presentation. Okay, so like I said, the last thing we need to do is connect these 2 things, because we have add object, but we never call this function. So to call this function, what we're going to do is we're going to go back to backpack system, scroll all the way down where we have our collectible stuff. Oh, sorry, we're not going to scroll all the way down. We scroll all the way up. So what we're going to do is we need a reference to our backpack UI. So make sure you scroll all the way up. So after backpack, after public list string backpack, we're going to type public backpack UI. And I'm just going to call this as BP UI, a semicolon. Okay. So public backpack UI, BP UI. Okay. And what we're doing is we're just creating a reference to a script called backpack UI. Okay. So we need to reference it. So we're gonna scroll down, all the way down, and until we get here where we have the destroy stuff. And what we're gonna do is, instead of just randomly destroying the stuff, we're going to destroy it depending on can we put this inside our script. So on our backpack, I mean. So what we're gonna do is right after this if statement, right after if hit dot rigid body not equal null, we're gonna make another if statement. So we're gonna say if BP UI, and we're gonna add an object. So the function we just made called add object, and this we need to enter the name of the object. So we're gonna say hit dot rigid body dot name, and we're gonna put curly braces around this these two objects, these two lines. Okay. We're only going to destroy the object and add it to the backpack if this returns a true. Okay. So once you have this, press Control S to save. So all we're doing is adding this if statement and adding curly braces. Once you have this, go back to Unity. We're gonna press play.
Could you go back for a second? I wasn't able to write that.
Yeah. So let me just show what's gonna happen. So here, let me open up my inventory. My inventory is empty. So now when I click on the hammer, my hammer is not going to the button.
Oh, yeah, mine's not working either. There's an error at the bottom.
So let me just show the code first. I know what the problem is. We forgot to grab the reference, or we forgot to point to the reference of the BPUI. Okay, so once you have the code, let me go back. Yeah.
Okay. Could you scroll just a little bit up? I want to fill in that one line at the top.
What line? Oh, this one?
The public backpack one. Hold on. Public backpack. BP. All right, thanks.
Okay. So if you go back to Unity, click on your, was it player? Yeah, click on your player. And if you scroll all the way down to backpack system, there is a BP UI and it says none. So click and drag your backpack under canvas, and then drag and drop it in there, and then that should fix the problem. So now when I press when I open up my menu, whatever key you put, now I click on the hammer, and then now the picture of the hammer pops up. Okay. Now if I click on the key, my key doesn't go away because we have a problem. Can anyone guess what the problem is? Go to the code. Okay.
Yeah, the hammer works, but the key doesn't.
Well, what do you mean, Molly? What do you add? Oh, on the Unity? So on the Unity, click on the player, and then scroll all the way down on the inspector until you see the script, and then it should say none for BPUI, and then click and drag your backpack from under the canvas, and then drag it into the inspector.
Fernando, I think I know the problem for like
What's the
why we
problem?
can't pick up the key, because the name of the hammer's image is the same as its object. So when we just put hammer, it's like the same name, but the key is different. Key, the name of the image is key, but the name of the actual object is like key B02 or something.
Correct. You got you got it correct. So now if I change this to key, so if I rename it just to key, so that's the name of the same thing as the image. And
Yeah.
I go to it and I collect it. Now I'm able to collect it. Okay. So good job. Yeah, that was the error. So the error is, I'm sorry.
Sorry. Where do we drag backpack into? I know we go on player,
Okay.
then we drag back.
Okay. Okay. So pay attention to the screen.
Yes.
Molly,
alright.
you too, because I think you have the same question. So click on player. Okay.
Yeah.
So when you click on player, scroll all the way down where it says backpack system, and it should
Yeah.
say backpack BPUI. Okay, so BPUI, and then it says backpack. It should say none. So then
Alright.
what we're gonna do is click and drag our backpack from our canvas. Click and drag our backpack from here, from the canvas, under the canvas, and drag it into BPUI. You had a question, Adrian? I didn't see your question. Oh, did you fix it, Adrian?
Yeah.
Okay. Did you get it, Reese?
Yeah, I got it, but nothing picks up though. It's weird because I did everything you said, like I renamed it and all that.
Okay. Can you share your screen? You should only be able to pick up the hammer.
Oh, sorry, that was on my part. I accidentally kept the B after it. It was my mistake. Sorry.
Oh, okay. Yeah. So again, our problem was key and hammer. So the key has to be named just key, and hammer should the name that it has it should be the same, because remember, we're comparing names. Now, to fix this problem, let's just say you have multiple objects. So this actually works if you have. I'm going to duplicate these objects. So I'm going to duplicate more here, and duplicate another here. I have 6 objects in total. So now, if I go to my inventory, and then I collect one, the other, you see the problem? I duplicated them, but I can't collect them. The reason why I can't collect them is because the name, if I go look at my inspector, it says key parentheses 1, hammer parentheses 1, because I duplicated them. Unity auto renamed them. So to fix this problem, we can make a script called, I don't know, ID or name. And instead of just looking for the name of that object, we're going to look for that script, the script name. So we're going to do a very small script. So click on key, whichever one, key or hammer, and we're going to add component, and we're just going to call this one. I'll take a look at it, Molly. Just hold on. So just click on add component. Just click on the key or hammer. Remember, it has to be on the parent. Okay. So whichever one, just click on key and hammer, and we're going to click on add component, and this one's going to be called object ID or object name, I guess. Okay. Click on new script, create an ad, open it up, and this one is just going to be one line. Okay, one line script. Open up the object script. Okay. Once you have this open, just after the class name, we're just gonna say public lowercase s string and object, or we can't call it object. We're just gonna call it name, capital N, name. Okay? Don't put lowercase n, because lowercase n is already taken. So just type in capital N. Okay, save this, and then that's it. Go back to Unity. So all we're doing is called public string name, and that's it. And go back to Unity. Okay, and then your key, go here where it says name, and then type in key. Okay, now go to hammer, and then add that same component, object name, and then we're going to type in hammer. Okay, so make sure your key and hammer have object name script, and then write their correct names. So one is key, and the other one is hammer. Lowercase key, lowercase h, hammer, lowercase k, sorry. So once you have these object names, let's go back to the script. Backpack system, backpack system. Okay, and inside our script, we're gonna look for this line called if bp.ui add objects. So we're looking for this this part. Instead of adding this one, rigid body.name, we're going to change this to. So we're going to delete this, and we're going to say hit.collider.gameObject.getComponent, and the component we're looking for is called object name. Okay, object name, open close parentheses, dot capital N name. Okay, and press save, Control S to save. Okay, So again, we're editing this line to make sure this line looks like mine. And once you have that, you can duplicate your hammers and your keys, and then you can go on collecting, all 4 objects. And once you reach your limit, it's not gonna allow you to add anything to your backpack.
Fernando.
What?
I mean, it's not really a problem, but like when I pick up an object, for some reason it defaults to like the second inventory slot instead of the first.
Really?
Yeah. Does it
Mm,
do that for you or no?
no, I don't think so. Let me see. Repeat this 3 times.
It goes for some reason to the second, then the first, then the third, then the fourth. Yeah, it works for you.
Mm.
It's not working for me actually, like at all.
Okay, I actually don't know why yours is the second one. Oh, I know why. I think I know why. I think it's your order of your boxes. So go under your canvas, and then your backpack, and then
Okay.
your images. Make sure they're in the correct order. So image 1 or the first image should be on the left, second image on the next to it, and so on and so forth. Make sure they're in order.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
The first 2 were out of order.
Yeah, I think that was the problem. Yeah. You want to share your screen, Parashar?
Yep.
And then who has a problem? Molly. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, Molly. I'll be there in a moment. Okay. Let me just help Parashar first.
Okay.
All right. Let me see.
It just doesn't click. I
And you're
can't
clicking
click
it,
on.
right?
Yeah, I'm clicking.
Okay. Stop. Okay. Click on your hammer. Mm-hmm. So remember, it's lowercase h hammer.
Oh.
Yeah. And then key. Same thing. Okay.
Wait, why is it
Now press play.
lowercase?
Because if you go to your go to your PNG.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Okay, that works.
So stop playing. Yeah. The reason why is you go to your PNG, the project folder. PNG. Yeah. You see how hammer and key are lowercase.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. So what we're doing is we're going through a list and then we're connecting the same names. Or if they're the same, then they work.
Mhm.
Okay. Molly, share your screen. Oh, here, Adrian. I'll show you the code. The code is up, Adrian, so you can see it. Okay. And then you can't collect your key because why? Okay, stop playing. Okay, can you click on the little arrow under info on the right hand side under the rigid body? No, on the bottom. Yeah, it says info right there. Yeah, info. No. Yeah, click on that. Okay, that's annoying arrow. Yeah. No, click on it. Make it collapse. We don't need that information. Yeah. Okay, you see on object name, the name is blank all the way in the bottom. Scroll down. Yeah. You need to change the name. Click on it and then type in key, lowercase k. That's it. Press play and it should work. You still can't collect it? You can collect the key. Okay, that's interesting. Stop playing. I think it's your rigid, your box light is not good. Click on your key. Okay, you have your key. Collect. Scroll up on the name. It says it's collectible. Okay. Can you click on the key object? No, click. Go to the left. Go to the left. Click on the arrow that's pointing on the key. Yeah, and then click on key B. Okay, you don't have anything there. That's good. Click on key again. Scroll down on your inspector. That's interesting. Can you go back to your script? Oh, okay. Go back to your backpack system. Yeah. So you see it says a squiggly line object name. It's double E. Yeah. Yeah. Press Control S. Save. Okay. Now try press and play. Now the hammer is not collectible, but the key is not collectible either. Interesting. Okay, stop playing. Go to your backpack. Yeah. Okay. Double click on your backpack UI. It's the little square. Yeah. Yeah. No, right below it. Right below. You see the name? It says it again. Backpack UI. Not that one. The bottom one. No, right below it. Right below the name. Just click on the triple dots and click on the edit script. Yeah. That's where you click on it. Everything looks good here. Can you go back to Unity? All right, guys. That's it for today. That's actually, sorry, I blanked out. That's it for today. We'll see you guys hopefully tomorrow.
All right.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Sorry.
Bye.
Bye. Yeah. Hold on, Molly. I'm still looking. What's wrong?
Oh, sorry. If we're good, can we leave?
Yeah. I said you guys are free to go. Yeah.
Oh, sorry. Okay. Yeah. Thank you.
Yeah, of course. Click on canvas. Sorry, click on player. Click on hammer. Hammer. Yeah. It's okay. So click on name on the bottom where it says object name. All the way in the bottom. Yeah. Put hammer. Okay, and then go to key. Okay. Key. Press play and see if it works. Press play.
My name is Konstantin Solkin. I'm CEO of the startup and the research.
Okay, that works. Okay, press escape. Press escape. The top. No, just click on scene. Scene. The first tab. Yeah. Okay. Let's see what's going on. Click on key. Yeah. Hold on. Scroll up. Just a bit. It says collectible key. I have no idea why this isn't working. Scroll up again. Your default. Yeah, I have no idea why the key is not working. Stop playing. Stop playing. Stop playing. Oi. Molly, stop playing. Alright, bye, Adrian. Sorry about that.
Bye.
Oh, I think your computer froze. Your stream is completely frozen. You try resharing.
Fernando, do you still want to record it as this one part of it?
Oh, no.